Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to P4P TV. This is Michael and it's been a while, but I'm back! After what feels like an eternity, the much anticipated showdown between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford is signed, sealed and set to be delivered Saturday the 29th of July in the Mecca of boxing, Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. The drawn-out saga of will Spence and Crawford meet each other in the ring, years in the making, was shelved time and again. And to be frank, and I suspect many a boxing fan felt the same, there was a sense of, well, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, I'm over it. But PBC and TGB pulled it out of the fire, and so here it is. Maybe it was a much-needed financial injection from the television network Showtime that got it over the line. Maybe it was pressure from all sides to get it done. Whatever the case, Spence will put his IBF, WBA and WBC titles on the line. Crawford, his WBO Welterweight title. Also up for grabs is the vacant Ring Magazine title for the 147-pound division. It promises to be an old-fashioned stoush, so keep your peepers locked in, you Errol the Truth. Spence Jr. has proven remarkable comeback ability after his demonstration of how not to drive a car. Too many Red Bull and vodkas really does give you wings, as Spence found out the hard way in October 2019. Still, after successfully defeating a semi-retired Danny Garcia and a flat-footed and tired-looking Yordanis Ugas, Spence proved that despite the horrific injuries incurred from the car crash, a lengthy rehabilitation and retina damage to his left eye in the lead-up to a scheduled bout with Manny Pacquiao, he could still get over his opponents, even when the naysayers believed that the Texan was damaged goods beyond repair. He proved the critics wrong, and he continues to surprise doubters by dismissing, in recent comments, any assertions the previous trauma inflicted on him will be blamed for a loss against upcoming rival Terence Crawford, should that be the outcome. To his credit, Spence has acknowledged that he is the public and bookie underdog going into this fight, but that he intends to defy the odds, just like before. And that's the attitude that Spence fans and the general boxing public want to hear from a fighter. There are no excuses, at least from the man himself, and none shall be proffered if he indeed loses. Hopefully he sticks to that. The come-forward, aggressive nature of Spence, a throwback fighter as I have often labelled him, will no doubt bring the fight to Crawford. Whether or not this plays into Crawford's game plan is something we can get into later. But as long as he can suck Crawford in somehow to standing toe-to-toe and exchanging, even if it's only for a brief moment, he does have a chance, and many shouldn't be so quick to poo-poo this possibility. The possibility that Spence, who looks the thicker and maybe stronger fighter, can rock Crawford enough that it changes the dynamics of the fight. For Spence, 28 wins with 22 by knockout, no losses or draws. It's more than his IBF, WBA and WBC belts on the line. It's his pride and reputation also. His feud with Crawford, not a particularly spiteful one, is a long-running feud, and he'll be determined to get that W. Terence "Bart" Crawford, much like Errol Spence, will be looking to put to bed the long-running debate between boxing fans in general and fans allegiant to either camp respectively. And that debate is the question on which fighter is the better fighter, which fighter deserves the pound-for-pound mantle, and which fighter becomes undisputed in their now shared division. Crawford moved up in 2018 and took on Jeff Horn in his first bout at 147. After dismantling the recently retired Horn, he went on to do much of the same in the subsequent 6 fights that followed. And like Spence, he comes into this match both undefeated and with relevant inactivity in the last few years. Since 2020, Crawford has managed just 1 fight per year. After leaving Top Rank and becoming a free agent in 2021, he has only faced David Avanesian, another demolition job, before this upcoming Spence bout. Similarly, Errol Spence Jr., also undefeated and current unified champ, has had a sporadic fight schedule in recent years for reasons already discussed. Having said that, Spence's performance over his last handful of opponents before and after the car crash arguably have been less convincing or impressive than what Crawford has been able to display in the ring, particularly if you consider common opponents, for example Sean Porter, and further back in Spence's resume, Kell Brook. In both cases, Crawford was able to either stop a fighter who up to that point had never been stopped, or stop a fighter in a quicker and more clinical fashion than Spence was able to do. Some have stated that Spence may be the naturally stronger and bigger fighter than Crawford, and this might be true. Crawford is coming to Spence's division after all, but in recent comments from famed trainer Virgil Hunter and past opponents like Kell Brook and Sean Porter, not only does Terence Crawford have ample, natural and developed strength, but the power in his punches are of a spiteful nature and could be a big factor in the fight. If I'm wrong, I might have to kick a cat, but I think Virgil Hunter said it best in a recent roundtable discussion when he stated that Errol Spence's habit and style of coming forward and being assertive in order to apply pressure through volume punching and relentless pace and presence is a tactic that fades a fighter over time. It leaves that fighter susceptible to getting hit repeatedly, particularly from a counter fighter like Terence Crawford. We can hear it in Spence's speech, which has slowed and slurred more over the years, and not all of it because of the car crash. I think Crawford will stand and trade at times, but his overall movement, slickness and counter punching will eventually get to Spence before Crawford puts it on him and the referee has to intervene. I see a TKO win for Crawford.
Who has the tougher style, Crawford or Spence, to prepare for as a fighter?
I think Crawford. Crawford, because he goes supple.
Orthodox.
I think he's very difficult fighter.
Yeah, he's mentally strong, and he's one of those type of fighters you got to be in your best shape because he fights the same. He comes out every round and throws 100 punches straight through.
He has a real buggy whip snap to his punch. It's not hard, but you can feel a snap. It's like if you're in a towel fight and you swing the towel, you can go all night long, but if you snap it, you're gonna back off and say, what's going on? And his physical strength, he was a wrestler early on, and I've watched him tussle with big guys and get them down to the ground. So he's built from the feet up with his physical strength, not from the shoulders down. So I think he can generate a lot of power.
There weren't any surprises for me when I fought Terence. Everything that came to me was everything that I thought was coming and expected the whole nine. And I think that one little stain, for the sake of words, that Errol had back in the day, 2019 when we fought, I believe that stain is gone too. So I don't think either guy's gonna be surprised at all.
Thank you for watching Pound for Pound TV. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates. See you in the next one. Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member where you'll receive some cool perks. If you're looking for some new threads, we've got t-shirts, hoodies, and much, much more. So head on over to our Michael Akobi Pound for Pound TV stores. They can be found on Redbubble and Spreadshop. Join me on my travels and head on over to my other YouTube channel titled Barefoot and Free. There you can follow me as I traverse the many parts of our planet and occasionally get into a spot of bother. Nonetheless, it's always fun and entertaining. If you're struggling with some of life's obstacles and challenges, my book How to Get Out of Life Traps might just be the answer that you're looking for to help guide you through the difficult times. It's helped many get past some of their darkest moments, and it might do the same for you. You can purchase it on Amazon, where you can also find a wide range of my other works. Those works include screenplay to book adaptations, a fairly unique concept, with genres covering comedy, heist and revenge, drama, supernatural and crime, if that's more your cup of tea. You can find them by following the link provided.